Hi, I'm Kirly-Sue. I'm in Jamaica to explore the country of my ancestors. I'm a food colonist, vegan cook, TV presenter, author, and I'm also a YouTuber. I want to change the stereotypes of healthy vegan food. To do this, I'm traveling to different countries across the world to discover how different ingredients are grown and cooked overseas, and how easily these healthy vegan dishes can be replicated back in England. Sweet potato is a very versatile ingredient. I want to have a look at some Jamaican dishes that contain sweet potato. So I'm traveling 4,702 miles to Montego Bay, Jamaica on what I know will be an exciting journey of tastes and flavors. Jamaica is my country of origin. Both my parents were born here, and so were all four of my grandparents. I was born in London, and when I was 5 years old, my parents took me and my sisters to Jamaica, and we lived there for 4 to 5 years, and then my parents moved us back to London. I never ate sweet potato until we moved to Jamaica because it was not widely available in the UK when I was a small child. I have a reasonably good knowledge of Jamaican cooking, but I am always willing to learn more. There is a group of people in Jamaica called the Rastafarians, and they have been vegan for centuries. Jamaica is a melting pot of different people, including the Rastafarians, or Rasta for short. This is partly why the motto for Jamaica is "Out of many, one people." Rastas are great advocates of healthy plant-based eating, and they have street vendors selling healthy food, and they also have shops and restaurants. Jamaica is a small country, but it has a lot of wonderful flowers, plants, and trees. I'm here at my aunt's house, and I'm with Sophia, who works for my aunt, and she's going to show me how to make Ital Stew, which is a traditional Jamaican dish that's traditional to the Rastafari religion. So, Sophia, talk me through the ingredients. What do we have here? So we
have 1 cup of sweet potato.
Yes.
A cup of carrot.
Okay.
Cup of chocho.
Also known as Christophine.
Yes. A cup of pumpkin.
Pumpkin. Okay.
Cup of callaloo.
Callaloo. Okay. Greens. That's chopped up.
And a cup of cucumber.
Oh, a cup of cucumber. That's different. Okay. And these are all not cooked.
Yeah, they're raw.
All right. And what else do we have?
Seasoning. You have the scallion.
Scallion, also known as spring onions.
Yes. Yeah. 3 stalks of scallion.
3 stalks. Okay.
3 cloves of garlic. Half an onion.
Okay.
And a piece of thyme.
Okay, and that much thyme.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And the garlic is chopped.
Yes.
Okay, and then we've got...
No, I did do it wrong from before. You had 2 teaspoons of cold press coconut oil.
Okay.
You pour it in the pot.
Pour the oil in first. Okay.
And you put in this
all of
first.
Those. So the scallion, the onion, the garlic, and the thyme.
Right.
Okay. Lovely.
They saute.
Saute those.
Yeah.
Okay.
For about 10 minutes. Okay. So you pour in 2 cups
of fresh coconut milk that you made this morning. I saw you.
Right. Until it's finished.
How long does it take to get ready?
Yes.
About 20 minutes?
About 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes.
Yeah, because they are all soft vegetables.
Okay. So we've got one here that you made earlier today. So I'll just put that over there. Right. I'm going to have a taste. Mmm. Very, Yes, I can't talk, I'm eating. Very, very nice. It's got, you can taste the coconut, you can taste the sweet potato, and all the flavors come together really well. Oh, very nice. And it's very healthy as well.
Right.
And people don't realize that healthy food can taste nice. You've got to try this. Good.
you eat good.
So we've just seen how to make Ital Stew, and it's a really great way to use up all those vegetables you have in your fridge. So let's go over now to see how to make sweet potato pudding. So we're going to the Culinary Plus International School in Montego Bay, Jamaica. Sweet potato pudding is, to me, Jamaican comfort food. If you want a really nice, rich, hearty pudding, this is the type of pudding that you will love. And Sajia here is going to show us how to make it. Hello, Sajia.
Hi. As she said, my name is Sajia White. I am a student at Culinary Plus International here in Montego Bay, Jamaica. And we will be making a sweet potato pudding. Right here we have our different ingredients in making this step. We have 4 cups of grated sweet potato, half cup of blended Irish potato, 1 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of mixed spice, half tablespoon of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 cup of margarine butter, 2 tablespoons of vanilla, and 1.5 cup of sugar with 4 cups of milk.
Okay. What type of flour is it? Plain flour, self-raising flour, or just
plain
flour?
plain.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So right now we'll take our grated sweet potatoes.
That's very finely grated.
Yes.
Can you do it in a food processor, or do you have to do it by hand?
Well, you can do it by hand. If it's better by fruit processor, you can do it as well.
Okay. That kind of sticks it together, I suppose.
Yes. Now we're going to add our flour. All the dry ingredients except for the sugar.
I'm good at stirring stuff.
So while she's stirring, I am going to add the sugar and the vanilla to our mixture.
And this will go into here.
Right.
So it's quite a wet mixture.
Yes. Then after that, we'll be adding the butter. We Jamaicans would use the margarine butter.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's essential. And then we're going to put it into a, what size tin?
It's a 9-inch.
Okay.
9-inch. It's greased with shortening.
Okay.
So can you please hold that?
I'll pull it back a little bit. Yes. I like your bowl. It's got the pouring thing at the side.
I love it as
Yeah.
well.
Makes it much easier. I'll help you hold it. It's quite a heavy bowl.
And you'll put this in the oven at 185 degrees Celsius for an hour.
Okay.
Right.
Pull it out.
You can eat it with anything, strawberries, any fruit of your desire, and any drink of your desire as well.
Okay. Well, for me personally, I wouldn't have time to find nothing else. I'll just be eating it.
Right. It's perfect by itself
Yeah,
as well.
I'm fine with it by itself.
Right.
But yeah, but that's good to know. You can add things on the side if you've got the self-discipline to wait to find something else to put there.
Right.
Well, thank you very much. That's really good. And the final version here, tell me a little bit about it.
Okay, this is the final version. It is decorated with toasted sweet potato with toasted coconut, shredded coconut, and strawberries.
Not so good.
Yes.
Strawberry looking perfect.
Yeah, cherries.
That's really nice. Okay. And then we've got some of the
Yes, these are the Jamaican products,
Okay.
the coconut and the
sweet
sweet potato.
Okay, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Now this is how I make my version of these dishes back here in London in England. I'm going to start off with Ital Stew. Now, Ital Stew is a really great, healthy dish, which you can use whatever vegetables you like. But for my version, we're going to start off with some spring onions, or scallion, as they're called in Jamaica. So just chop those up, like so. Just chop them up small, just a rough chop, like so. And we're going to have 2 cloves of garlic. So to smash them, I usually just go like that with the blade of the knife, chop it up a bit, and then you put that in a pot. Now, traditionally people use oil, but I try to keep cooking with oil to a bare minimum, so I use water instead. And to be honest, if you use water to cook these things instead of oil, there really isn't a massive difference in flavour. To be honest, you would hardly notice. It does mean you have to use a little bit more spice in it, not as in peppery, but as in seasonings, a little extra seasoning. So you let those cook, first of all, just until they've softened a little bit. It doesn't take too long in the water, so you make sure the water is boiled already, like so. Then you're going to add in your spices. So you add in some thyme and your ground mixed spice and your bay leaves, like so. And give that a little time for the flavours to come out, particularly the bay leaves. The bay leaves you're obviously going to take out at the end, because bay leaves you don't eat them. They just add flavour and then you take them out, a bit like thyme as well. You don't eat it, it just adds flavour. Then you let that cook for about 5 to 6 minutes. And after that's cooked for 5 to 6 minutes, then we're going to add our carrot, finely chopped carrot. Just 1 medium-sized carrot chopped up small is fine. And our sweet potato, and our chopped up, this is butternut squash, but you can also use pumpkin as well. Put that in like so. Again, at this point, you're going to add 1 cup of water and your coconut milk. And the flavours in these are quite mild flavours. Traditionally, a lot of Jamaican dishes have quite bold flavours, but this one has a mild flavour, so it's good for all different palates as well. So if you've got somebody who doesn't like spicy, as in well-seasoned food, not peppery, because this isn't a peppery dish. If you've got somebody who doesn't like a lot of seasonings, or there's children, this is a really good dish for people with all different kind of, food preferences as well. So when that's cooked down even more, then we add one of my most favorite things to eat. You add your chopped up plantain, like so, and give that a stir. And the last 2 things we're going to put in are the sliced greens. Now you can use any kind of green leafy vegetable, not lettuce obviously, but spinach, greens like this, or charred greens, or whichever ones you can get your hands on, and just slice them up like so and toss them in. Let's slice these a little bit more and toss these in, and they give it quite a nice flavour as well. And then you get in your green leafy vegetables with your iron in it as well. And lastly, a little bit of coriander, or cilantro, as some people call it in some countries. And then we're going to let that cook down. So we just cover it and let it cook for about another 15 to 20 minutes. And this is the final version of our Ital Stew. So I've brought back my tasters, the non-vegan tasters, to taste the dishes again. I have Jeremy, Katie and Carmere with me again in the studio today. So, taste away. Here you go. I'll give you a few minutes to taste it before I'll start with Katie. What's your thoughts on Ital Stew?
It's really good. All the flavors, you can taste the sweetness obviously of the sweet potato. Very comforting food.
Comfort food?
Yeah,
okay.
very much so.
Okay, and Jeremy?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with Katie. It's a very comforting dish. It's quite unexpected. I love the taste of the butternut squash that's in there. Really, really enjoying this. Thanks ever so much.
You're welcome. Carmeray, what's your...
Well, I think all the vegetables, the spices and the herbs mix really well together, and you can taste a bit of everything. And it does have a bit of sweetness because of the butternut squash and the sweet potato, and all of the flavors and the ingredients taste really well together.
Thank you. So there you have it, Ital Stew, out of the mouth of babes, because children are really honest critics, and our other two non-vegans like it. So try out some Ital Stew. So you've seen now how to make Ital Stew. So let's get on now and make some sweet potato pudding. Now we're going to make sweet potato pudding. Now sweet potatoes, when they're grated on this fine side of the grater, so this is a box grater. As you see, you've got the large holes, the medium holes and the small holes. If you use the smallest one, then it turns out like this. Now, some people try to shortcut this by trying to put it into a food processor, which doesn't make it go like this in my experience, because usually you have to put some liquid in it and then that just messes up the whole of the recipe. So you have to go through the laborious task of grating it on there. So when it's grated, it comes into one lovely blob like this. And then all you're going to do now is add in your flour. This is one of those throw everything in recipes. Now, traditionally this recipe is made with sugar, but today we're going to be a bit healthier and we're going to use agave syrup instead. Now agave syrup is still a kind of sugar, but this has more nutrients in it than regular sugar. It's supposed to be good for diabetics as well, but check with your doctor to make sure it's good for you if you're a diabetic. But apparently studies show it's good for diabetics. So I'm going to put the agave syrup in, all of this 250 ml bottle. And then we will add our vanilla essence, our mixed spice, nutmeg, a pinch of salt, just a couple of little pinches there, and our raisins, or you can use sultanas, any one of them is fine. Give it a good stir. And then we're going to add our coconut milk next, but let's just give this a good stir first. Now with this recipe, the colour of it will change depending on what type of sugar you use and what variety of sweet potatoes you use. In England, most of the sweet potatoes we get tend to be this orangey colour. In other countries like Jamaica, the sweet potatoes tend to be a yellowy colour, and in different countries around the world, they vary, but they all taste lovely. And then finally we add our coconut milk and give it a good stir. Make sure all the flavours come together, like so. Then we're going to put it into a medium-sized baking dish. Oh, we're going to spray the baking dish first. Just some spray oil like that, or you can use vegan butter or oil, anything like that, just to give it a little bit of a grease. Then you put all of your lovely mixture in. It smells nice as well. Scrape all of your mixture in. And then you put it into a medium oven for 45 minutes. Check it after about 40 minutes just to check, because ovens vary from one to the other. And just smooth it out a bit like so. And then you know it's ready when you put a toothpick or a skewer in and it comes out clean. So now all that remains to do is for us to put it in our oven. And in 45 minutes time we'll have our finished product. And here we have our sweet potato pudding. And I forgot to say, because sweet potato is obviously sweet and it has raisins in it, it doesn't need a lot of sweetener to be added to it. And it's also low in carbohydrate because sweet potato isn't a carb, so that's really great if you're on a diet as well. So again, I have my lovely tasters with me, Jeremy, Katie and Carmere. So please go ahead and taste. So we're going to start with, who should we start with this time? We're going to start with our youngest first.
Well, I think it's really sweet. It tastes really good, and you can taste the raisins really well, and the sweet potato and the raisins and all the other ingredients mixes really well together, and you can taste some of the other ingredients that were put in and all of the nice flavours, and all together it tastes really good.
And what do you think of the texture of it?
Well, the texture is smooth, but with the raisins it's the same, and it's a nice texture. It's like the texture of like a regular cake,
Okay.
but it's a bit more like creamy. It's a bit more creamy.
Thank you. And Katie?
Really good. It tastes quite light. It's not as, I guess, stodgy as I thought it was
No.
going to be, but really good, nice balance of sweetness.
Okay. And Jeremy? I nearly fit me.
I just want to say I love this cake.
Okay.
And who would have thought having sweet potato in a cake, it's amazing. I was particularly pleased to hear you say that it's good for those people who are having to watch their weight. So as you can see, I've sort of tucked well in, but this has to be my favourite today.
Okay,
Thank
lovely.
you.
Thank you. So there you go. Try some sweet potato pudding, healthy and good for you too. So we've seen how you can use vegetables to make some really tasty dishes, a sweet dish and also a savoury dish. Coming up in our next episode, you'll see how you can use ginger to make some really tasty vegan dishes.
I think vegan food is very interesting, actually. Again, probably not before, but after trying it, it's so many flavours and lots of different recipes, so it's worth trying.
After this experience and lots of other experiences of me trying vegan food, I think it's really tasty of how you can mix all of the different ingredients.
Vegan food is very interesting. Before I thought it was just a case of lettuce leaf and a few bits and pieces of vegetables, but had a whole wealth of experiences today, different ingredients, and I absolutely loved that sweet potato pudding.